Loktarogar. Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here, everyone's favorite orc mercenary. And why do they call me a mercenary? Because from the first to the last, I give them the blast so fast that their life has passed before they ass has even hit the grass. That's why. And it's time for another orc mode workout for you guys. So, did everything as normal today other than I just skipped deadlifts. My lower back was feeling fatigued. It had nothing to do with my training today. We're not going to get into that. People don't want to hear. They don't want to hear about what goes on in the bedroom. But my lower back was feeling a little bit fatigued. So I didn't deadlift today, but I did squat. I did bench press. I did weighted pull-ups and weighted dips. Now, you guys saw the fiasco already with Nova biting at my feet. You know, I guess he's trying to get me to go back up, right? It's like, you don't get to fail. I'm going to bite your feet when you get to the bottom. Get another rep. More reps. That's orc mode right there, guys. Get you a little pit bull. You know, have it in the room when you're doing weighted pull-ups and things like that. It'll sort you right out, especially if you got socks on that he likes the smell of. Yeah, and go after him. Good training method. But I decided to, yes, stay consistent here with a little bit more weight, working the weight back up on the squats. I feel like I'm struggling a little bit with bench press right now, but I'm also, again, got another little swoosh. Because I told you guys a few days ago it's 225.6. Then it went up a couple pounds and it dropped back down today, 225.4. Which means I'll probably be in the 224s tomorrow. So it should go ahead and swoosh down. And again, that's coming from just keeping my diet on point, you know. So I could talk about further later what I'm doing. But right now, people are like, oh, we don't want to hear about your diet stuff. You're not lean enough. So, okay, let me lose more weight. Then we'll talk about what I'm doing. Because I'm going to go out on a limb and say someone who can squat and bench pretty heavy 5 days a week while losing a pretty substantial amount of body weight. Maybe diet methods I'm using might be a good idea. And they're not even my own. That's the beauty of it. It's not like I came up with any of this. Incorporating ideas from very successful people in the nutrition world. All right, that's where I'm getting my ideas from. They're not my own, so that's the ironic part. People act like I don't know what I'm doing because I'm using stuff from people who really and truly do know what they're doing with nutrition. All right, well, it seems to be working at this point. Scale's coming down pretty substantially. So again, we'll see how the next DEXA scan goes. I mean, you're always going to lose, with substantial weight loss, you're always going to lose some lean tissue. That's unavoidable. Unavoidable, unless you're a complete novice. But it doesn't always have to mean a lot of muscle. So, you know, we'll see how it goes. But yeah, feeling it on the bench. The squats are actually doing good now that I've kind of got into my rhythm there. I feel like the squats are going good. So it's like, if I can't increase my bench right now, then let me increase what I can. So it's like I tried to go up on dips today, and I did. Trying to keep the squats heavy and see if I can just slowly inch those squats back up while the scale comes down. You know? I mean, ideally, we want to get to that 500, but I need to do it at a much lighter body weight. You know? I would have easily gotten there had I not cut, because the 485 was already happening, and it wouldn't have been a big deal. But, I mean, I've lost a lot of weight since then. I mean, yeah, I'm sitting at 225. I was over 250 when I started filming these, so I'm feeling it on the training. Like the benching was a little tough. Like the 315 for my close grip today felt heavy, and it was slow. And same thing, I got to the back offset. Instead of doing 5, I got 4 reps. I'm like, that's it. But the way I look at it, if I can increase on some of my other lifts, like try to get the squat back up, because I'm still substantially lighter than I had been. So I feel like there's room to wiggle back up on that, right? Weighted pull-ups and weighted dips I have not been doing. So I think there's definite room for increasing weight on those, right? And getting a little stronger. Just because there's a novel training effect there, right? So there's probably some room to work with. And if I can do that, if I can gain just a little bit of strength on anything over the next 10 pounds of weight loss, that's going to be a success, right? I mean, if you can gain strength on one exercise while you're losing 10 pounds of body fat, that's a tremendous success, you know, if you're not a novice lifter anymore. So that's the sort of goals I'm going to have to set, little tiny goals. Can I get stronger on anything? Something. Hell, my dips, my pull-ups, something. Just try to get a little stronger, you know, while bringing that scale down. Because like I said, I want to try to get down to 210 this year. All right, I'm down to 225. I mean, what's another 15 pounds? I've lost over 25 already. You know, I've lost over 25. So 15 is not a big deal. It's just a number, right? That's less than I've already done. I've lost almost double that already, you know? And the diet's not hard to do. I mean, I'm eating almost unlimited protein, filling the rest with fruit and nuts. And you know, that's kind of just the way to go. I'm doing those higher satiety foods, and when I get leaner later on, I'm not worried about the scale coming down as quick. I could be more flexible with that, you know, just protein load. I do fast a little bit in the morning. I'm not really doing true intermittent fasting, but I don't eat until I'm close to training. So if I start squatting at 9:30, I don't eat breakfast till 9 o'clock. Now, that might seem like not a big deal, but keep in mind, I have days where I get up at 4 a.m. Some days I get up at 6 a.m., some days 6:30. That's usually my latest. I do have days where I get up as early as 4:30. So I have a few hours of physical activity, you know, just black coffee. Because if I'm not going to train, I don't have to eat yet. It's not a big deal. So I think that's helping, along with just protein loading like crazy. I think that's really making it a lot easier. It's really making things so much easier. And I laugh. I had someone say in the comments, "You're eating more than you think. You need to start tracking." And it's like, I'm losing weight right now. I don't think I'm eating more than I think I am, and I am tracking. So if I'm really eating more than I think I am, but the scale is going down over a pound a week, my maintenance has got to be astronomical then. Because if I think I'm eating 3,500 and I'm eating more than that, but still losing over a pound a week, my maintenance has got to be 4,500, 5,000 calories. That's what they're saying. I don't really get it, you know. It would be different if I hadn't lost any weight. But I'm down 5 pounds since my last DEXA scan, and it's still going down. I have a feeling I'm going to swoosh tomorrow. So, dips. Let's talk about dips while I got them up on the screen. A lot of people will say, how low should you go on dips? You know what? Dips are one of those ambiguous exercises. You know, I'm a big fan of exercises with very well-defined terminal ranges of motion. Dips are not one of them. The lockout is well-defined. The bottom isn't. And the issue we run into here is that with certain people's structures and shoulders and everything else, you know, it's not the same for every person as far as your farthest safe range of motion. You know, if you can go all the way down, you know, almost armpits to hands, armpits to the bars, without any pain or anything else or tenderness in your rotator cuffs or whatever, then more power to you. You know, if you can do so safely and you're built to do that, that's cool. But it's when you hear people say that everyone can do that. Well, you got to remember, that's a much deeper range of motion than a bench press. I'm going to say your baseline, just like we talk about a squat, what's your baseline on a squat? You want to get to parallel. It means the hip gets to at least to where the knee joint is or lower, right? Crease in the hip. It's parallel. I would say for dips, that's your baseline. Film yourself so you can get an idea of your depth. Try to get your armpits to at least below your elbows, right? It's parallel. And I'm not saying that that's the perfect range of motion, right? I'm not saying that's the perfect range of motion for everyone, because what we should be doing is using our longest effective range of motion. The longest effective range of motion that you can be doing safely on any exercise is what you need to do. The lockout is always safe. Don't ever let anyone tell you locking out is bad for joints. They're a moron. That's not based in reality. But things like dips, you have the ability, some people, a lot of people have the physical ability to go lower than what their structure allows for safely. So again, on that, it's a little harder to define than on a bench press. The bar touches your chest, you're done. Floor press, when your arms touch the floor, you're done. A dip, you can get deeper than that. But it has that potential for that deep stretch. It has 100% of the benefits of dumbbells. I would say someone who has access to weighted dips has no need to ever do a flat or a decline dumbbell press. It's redundant, and those are inferior to the dip. I don't see why anyone would do them, other than they don't have access to dip bars, right? Because dumbbells are not inherently balanced. That's a whole other topic. But, you know, if you can get to at least parallel, then assess your depth from there. And that's usually what I try to shoot for, is parallel or a little below. So that's what I do personally, and that's what I would recommend, is establishing your baseline, then finding where your effective and safe range of motion is beyond that. You know, if you can safely go deeper, right? But it's a matter of, can you safely do it? But if you can, I mean, anytime you can safely increase range of motion and maintain good strength, then you should generally do so. But on an exercise like that, you've got to assess it a little bit. But you always want to lock out at the top. All right, guys, but that's really all I have to say on that today. I hope it's been informative, and I will talk to you guys next time.